Welcome back to Beyond Prompting. Today's headline is huge. Enterprise AI agents are no longer a lab demo. They are becoming part of the operating stack.
That sounds bigger than I asked a chatbot to summarize a document. We are talking about agents running pieces of work inside companies.
Exactly. Anthropic's Horde team, working with the research firm Material, surveyed more than 500 technical leaders about enterprise agent deployments in 2026. The pattern is clear. Companies are moving from simple task automation into multi-step, cross-team workflows.
And the adoption numbers are not tiny. The article says 57% of organizations are already deploying agents for multi-stage workflows, and 16% are running cross-functional processes across multiple teams.
That is the jump. The agent is not just helping one person write an email. It is coordinating a chain of actions, reading inputs, reasoning through next steps, using tools, and handing work across systems.
So the basic unit of automation is changing. Instead of click this button faster, it becomes manage this process intelligently.
Yes, and that is why this matters for the agentic mindset. Prompting is useful, but the real skill is designing a work system. Access, stop points, memory, human review, and failure handling.
The article says coding is leading adoption. Nearly 90% of organizations use AI to assist with development, and 86% deploy agents for production code. That is a massive proof point.
Coding makes sense as the early beachhead. Software work already lives in tools, logs, tests, version control, and tickets. Agents can observe the environment, make changes, run checks, and produce evidence. That gives leaders a controlled way to learn what agentic work actually requires.
And the gains are spread across the whole life cycle: planning and ideation, code generation, documentation, code review, and testing. The article lists time savings around 58 or 59% in those stages.
Which is wild because it means the agent is not just autocomplete with better manners. It is showing up in planning, building, explaining, reviewing, and validating. That is closer to a junior teammate than a fancy text box.
But the article also says the impact extends beyond engineering. Data analysis and report generation are high-impact use cases at 60%, and internal process automation is 48%.
Right. And looking ahead, 56% plan to implement agents for research and reporting over the next year. That is a big signal for schools, districts, businesses, nonprofits, and any organization drowning in information.
Let's make that concrete. What changes when research and reporting become agentic?
Instead of asking, summarize this one document, you might run a research agent that monitors sources, checks claims, maintains a knowledge base, drafts a briefing, flags uncertainty, and routes the final version to a human owner. The human is not removed. The human becomes the steward of the workflow.
That word matters, steward. The best organizations are not treating agents as magic interns who can be left alone. They are treating them as infrastructure that needs design, maintenance, and governance.
The article's strongest line is that the organizations seeing results are treating agents as a core part of their infrastructure, not as experiments. And 80% of organizations report measurable economic returns from AI agent investments.
80% reporting measurable returns means the conversation is changing. Leaders are not just asking whether agents are interesting, they are asking how to scale them safely.
And the scaling blockers are practical. Integration with existing systems is listed at 46%. Data access and data quality are 42%. Change management needs are 39%.
That sounds less like a model problem and more like an organization problem.
That is the whole show. Agentic AI forces organizations to look at their messy workflows. If your data is scattered, permissions are unclear, processes live in people's heads, and no one knows where decisions get documented, agents will expose that immediately.
So deploying agents becomes a mirror. It shows whether your organization understands its own work.
Exactly. The organizations that win will not just buy an agent platform. They will map workflows, define trust thresholds, clean up knowledge sources, set review loops, and train people to supervise work systems instead of only completing isolated tasks.
The article gives examples too. Legal teams using co-counsel can search huge bodies of legal knowledge quickly. Security teams compress expert threat analysis from hours to minutes. Healthcare and retail examples show agents helping with engineering and conversational analytics.
Those examples all point to the same pattern. Agents are strongest where there is repeatable expert work, a need for speed, and enough structure to verify the output. The agent does not replace expertise. It amplifies expertise when the environment is well designed.
And 9 in 10 leaders report that agents are shifting how teams work. Employees spend more time on strategic activities, relationship building, and skill development instead of routine execution.
That is the optimistic version of the future of work, but it does not happen automatically. If leaders just drop agents into old job descriptions, people will feel confused or threatened. If leaders redesign roles around human judgment, relationship work, and agent supervision, the work can get better.
So what should listeners do with this article today? Give me the practical takeaways.
Takeaway 1. Stop thinking in prompts and start thinking in workflows. Write down the outcome, inputs, tools, checks, escalation rules, and memory needs.
Takeaway 2. Pick a bounded process where quality can be verified. Coding has tests, finance has reconciliations, research has citations, customer service has resolution metrics, agents need feedback loops.
Takeaway 3. Train the humans. People need to know how to delegate to agents, inspect evidence, catch failure modes, and maintain the harness over time.
Harness maintenance is such a useful phrase. It means the agent is part of a system: prompts, tools, permissions, data, memory, evaluation, and human review.
And takeaway 4, treat change management as technical infrastructure. The article lists change management as one of the top barriers because adoption is not just an API call. It is habits, trust, role clarity, and leadership.
In other words, the agentic enterprise is not built by asking better questions to a chatbot. It is built by redesigning how teams coordinate intelligence.
Perfectly said. Today's article is a snapshot of the moment agents crossed from novelty to operating model. The next advantage goes to organizations that can manage human+agent teams with discipline.
Tomorrow, we will look at enterprise AI strategy and what it takes to move from scattered pilots to durable organizational capability.
Until then, keep your prompts sharp, your workflows observable, and your bananas responsibly autonomous. This has been Beyond Prompting.
Subscribe for daily AI research breakdowns, and we'll see you in the next episode.